Hey there everybody, today we are not in the shop because we are going to be out in the garden. That is right people, it is that time of year again. So basically I have to do all the cleaning up. I need to weed out the flower bed and what was the tomato bed. I need to go ahead and weed out this and get it ready, as well as fix the little bars here. Then I already weeded that one, but I gotta weed and clean out both of those beds and do a little bit of weeding in the what is now garlic bed. But I have a little addition to this year's garden. This was supposed to be my compost pile before, but now this is my new compost pile. That's right, I got a used tumbling composter that I'm gonna have to figure out where it's gonna go and set it up, and hopefully even get a few greens and browns into it so that I can get that started. Sorry for the wind, I know it may be loud. I'm trying to block the speaker as much as possible and speak so you guys can hear me. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and clean out this bed right here. Got one down and several more to go. But this one here is not getting planted in this year, so I decided to go ahead and put down the cardboard. That way, once the composter is up and running, I'll be able to go ahead and shove this compost on this to start building this one up and getting it in a little better health than it was. Now, the next thing I was going to do is going to be to weed and clean up these other beds. However, I've got this big pile of weeds from the last 4 years that I want to get out of here because I'm not going to compost that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the bed of the pickup truck and get it emptied out because I just am tired of looking at it and I'm kind of dreading that job. So it's better that I just get it done and over with. Well, as it turned out, about a third of that pile was actually almost compost and already dirt. So I actually left it on the ground because I've got some gopher holes to fill. But I've got the rest of it in the back of the truck. And a lot of it was air empty space, so it wasn't as bad as I thought that it was going to be. But I'm going to be glad to have that pile out of here anyway. As I stated, it's a bit windy out there, so I'm not going to try to record as much as I can out there. But I did empty out the back of the truck, as you can see, as well as I stopped at home for about a half an hour break. Got myself some lemon water as well as some chips for when I can eat. I'm on that intermittent fasting diet thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and clean out those rest of the beds. That shouldn't take me too horribly long because there's just really not much in them, luckily. And I actually did bring my onion starts as well as all of my seeds with me today as well. So hopefully I might be able to even get some of them planted, if not all of them planted. Shouldn't take me very long. Everything planted. Let's go through so I can tell you what I planted where. This first raised bed here is Walla Walla and one other type of onion. I was going to leave enough room for the stirrup hoe to go in between, but then I had more onions, so I decided that I'd go ahead and put one Like you see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I just put one there in the center, and I did that all the way down. So now it's just a mix of onions in this bed. This one here, we have 4 different types of radishes. I don't know which one is where, so that'll be a surprise when I start to pick them. Here we have all of the garlic that I planted last fall. We can see there's a few coming up there and a couple right there. Now there's 2 full lines here. And I did put a little bit of straw on the top before winter. However, most of it blew off before we ever even got a snow. In this next bed here, we've got beets. I planted some of them last year and made some borscht. I want to try a different recipe this year. So half of this bed is all beets. The other half is peas. Half of this bed here, up to the center there, is all peas as well. And then for the vining stuff here, I got packets of pear tomatoes. They're just those little ones that you see in salads all the time. And those are really good viners. So hopefully those will climb all the way up and maybe even start making their way back down the other side, which would be nice because that will help shade out the peas just a little bit. We also got the composter set up. I talked to my buddy to see if he had like a plastic container that would fit underneath here. He's gonna stop by and see the size of it and see what he can come up with for me, because he's a farmer, so he has a whole bunch of plastic containers and stuff laying around. So yeah, this is a pretty nice sized one for 50 bucks that I got it for used. I'm pretty happy with that. So now what's left to do? The same buddy that's gonna look for a container for that has a wood splitter that I'm going to try to borrow so that I can get all of this split up and put up against here where these blocks are. This here is supposed to be my berry patch. However, last year I only got one little berry to come up, so we'll watch it and see what happens to it. If it comes up again, great. If not, I'm just going to probably pull all of that grass out of there and probably just put down a weed barrier for now, because I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this area right now. I have to clean out my asparagus patch because it gets horrible, and this year I'm going to try to get a whole bunch of mulch to put on top so that hopefully it doesn't turn into another weed patch. My comfrey I already cleaned up a little bit. You can see the bare dirt and where the comfrey plants are coming out of. And that will just grow into comfrey. Now I took the comfrey leaves from there and I did indeed put them in the composter and spun the composter so that they could do their thing. I need to obviously clean up a little bit more around here. Get the cute old couple sitting right over here again. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to do with those posts. And I think that should be about it for this spring cleanup in the garden. I'm happy with it so far. First day out here and everything got watered twice. So that is definitely good. Check back here. I won't be doing like every week updates or anything on the garden, but whenever I got anything exciting to show, I will definitely share that with you guys right here on YouTube. So make sure that you check that subscribe button, hit the bell so that you get notified whenever I put out a video like this one or like my trailer building series. Until next time, as always, you guys have a good one.